So this session is on how to use the RamConnect form feature. So after I've logged into ramconnectwcpa.edu, I'm going to navigate to my group. I'm going to go into Office of Student Leadership and Involvement. I'm going to make sure I'm over in my dashboard. I'm going to scroll down to surveys and forms. So all of my forms that I have created are going to appear. We're going to create a practice form simply by going over to create to make a new form. And you've got 5 different options. For this activity, we're just going to pick on simple the form. We're going to come up here to the left hand corner and we're going to rename it my name with the word practice. I can't spell. And this is just a basic form. So first off, always make sure you name it whatever it is. So new member, collection, t-shirt sizes, food order, whatever that might be. Then write a short description. And then I'm going to begin to add my questions. There are a wide range of question types. So you have free text, single line, multi-choice with single selection, multi-choice multiple selections, multi-choice with a drop-down menu, free text if you want multiple lines, uploading a file, picking a date, group list, ranking of something, election, signature of people, a quiz, a user selector, or a rubric. We're going to start with just a real simple free first line question. I'm going to make my first question what did you do this summer? I'm going to choose my text to be my text type to be text, and I'm going to make this a mandatory question. Actually, I'm going to change this what did you do this summer to be first name. And I'm going to click Save Changes. I'm going to add another question, and I'm going to make this a multi-choice single selection, and I'm going to make this what is your pepperoni, if I could spell, green peppers, just as an example. I'm not going to make this a mandatory question, so I'm not going to check this question, and I'm going to include a comment box below if they have other option, other. And I'm going to include a comment box. Make this question active, and we're going to save our changes. So you'll notice here I've got my comment box, which allows people, if they select other, they can write in different options. Note this says mandatory and this one is not. So members are not going to be forced to ask questions. I'm going to choose a question with a file upload. Sport, I'm going to make this one mandatory. You'll notice file types that are available are JPEG, PNG, BIMP, GIF, doc, CSV, etc. And I'm going to make this one an active question, mandatory question. So we've made 3 different types of questions. We're going to add one more. We're going to make this one a pick a date. We're going to make sure it's an active question, and we're going to save our changes. So we've got 4 different types of questions. How you can see what they always look like to an individual, we're going to go to Preview Survey, and short practice form, first name, what's my favorite topping. It's going to ask me to upload a file, and then when I go to birthday, it's going to ask me to select a date. Some things to think about. Now let's say this looks great, all my questions are where I want them to be, but I notice that only a star is on 2 questions and I want all my questions to be mandatory. I'm going to scroll back up to my edit and I can click back on my questions and I can make them back to mandatory. I can also randomize my rankings. So my options could change if that was something that mattered to me, but I can make it mandatory, click Save Changes, and now you'll notice it's back to being mandatory. Let's say I only want this question to show up to some people. I'm going to make default hide, and then I'm going to click on, we're going to click on our question logics. I'm going to create a new question, logic types question. Question's going to be, what's your favorite pizza? Or let's say, what's your favorite pizza topping? Is pepperoni. I am only going to show what is your birthday. And I'm going to activate that logic. So if they select pepperoni, then show what is your birthday, is going to be that question. So we've created the logic. We're going to make that question not visible to everyone. And we can then preview what that looks like. If I choose green peppers, it's not going to show up. And if I choose pepperoni, you will see what is your birthday has now shown up. So you can make some questions edited for that sake. We're going to remove that logic simply by coming back over, and we're going to delete it. It's going to ask me to be confirmed. I'm going to say yes. And then I'm going to come back down and I'm going to make sure that question is visible to everyone. The I lets you know, hide it or make it visible, and then you can edit, and you can also drag and drop order. So let's say I want to move order. It's a simple drag and drop up, and then it's going to automatically reorder your questions from that piece. On your back end of survey settings are really important. So author is always going to be the author. I can decide the name of it. I can write my short description, and I can confirm a confirmation message. In my instructions, this will be the last thing someone would see. I can decide if the survey is going to open and close at a certain time frame simply by selecting time and date. I can also limit how many responses maybe I want. For an example, maybe I only want 50 responses, so I'm going to cap it at 50. Always remember to save your changes. Cancel, hit save. I can control who has access. So if I want to collect everyone's name and email right away, login's going to be required. If I change it to no, anyone can access it. If login is required, it's only going to be able to be answered by WCUPA users. I can choose anonymous answers, yes or no. I can allow users to activate things afterwards, and I can decide how many times someone can submit. If I need to change my access levels from Westchester, I can also change them right here. Obviously, I forget to click save, hit save. Notifications. If you do not want an email notification every single time someone fills out your survey, make sure you remove it here. But let's say you need someone else to have access to it, you could type in those responses right there. You can also choose officers, and you can also tag it with certain things. You also think I would learn. You can also then decide yes or no if you want form approval. I'm going to leave it as no because it doesn't really matter that much in this example. And that's kind of your basic settings on your survey. Before you send it out to everyone, I always encourage you to preview it, copy your link. You have a QR code and a URL address. Go to an incognito browser and double check that your form works. I have it set as login. So it's going to take me to my form. Just like that. And I'm going to exit out of that and come back to my form over here. So you can choose the QR code or the URL to send out. Do not send the URL that's in your browser window. You always want to make sure it's your link on your actual form. Those are two different things. You'll notice it. If you need to change things, manage it, whatever, you can always come back to it. You can always generate your report for your responses, send an email to respondents, and look at your stats from that perspective. And that is an overview of forms.